Welcome to this episode of Little Sprout Speech TV. Grab your pen and paper because today we are talking about how to care for your child's teeth, right? We're talking all about toothbrushing, and I'm here today on our brand new deck, so I wanted to hang out here today and make this video. It's so nice out, it's a little sunny, so I apologize for the sunglasses, but I wanted to talk to you about how to make it easier to brush your child's teeth. So let's get right to it. Tip number one is take your child to the store with you and let them pick out the toothbrush and the toothpaste that they're going to use. Sometimes having them pick it out gets their buy-in, and that makes it much easier when it comes time to actually go home and brush the teeth. Then what you want to do is when you get home, let them familiarize themselves with it, let them play with the toothbrush, and sometimes this leads to the child becoming more comfortable with it and more comfortable with the idea of letting you then put the toothbrush in their mouth, or even having themselves put it in their mouth to brush your teeth. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is if you have a child with any sensory needs, you might actually want to try one of the vibrating toothbrushes. And these can be really fun because if you're going to let your child pick it out, they can pick out a character on the toothbrush, and you can get one of those like $5 vibrating toothbrushes. You don't need to go out and buy a whole expensive system or anything. Make it kid friendly and it'll be much more likely to be a big hit. But what they find is sometimes when they put the vibrating toothbrush in their mouth, they really enjoy the way that it feels on their gums, and then it actually can change toothbrushing from a really horrible experience to a really positive one. So definitely worth a try. Another thing you can do if you're trying to brush your child's teeth and they're not necessarily letting you in there is to use a bite block or to use a chewy tube to put between their teeth so that it keeps their mouth slightly open, you won't get bit, and it lets you at least get the toothbrush head in there. So give that a try. Tip number three is to establish a routine. What does that mean? Well, I know that many of you are probably used to using routines in general with your child, but when it comes to toothbrushing, it could be anything like, well, what side do you want to do first? Do you want to do this side or this side? And let them tell you. Do you want to do top or bottom? And let them tell you. And then make sure that whatever routine you use, that you go back and try for that same routine next time so that they're used to it, they know what to expect, and they're a lot less likely to be hesitant to let you brush because it's the same as it was last time. And then I'm going to give you one last bonus. So I know we don't usually do more than 3 tips, but one last bonus is pick a song, and it could be something like the ABCs, something really simple, so that your child knows when it's going to start, when it's going to end, right? You don't want to have to worry about your child being anxious over the toothbrushing. So if they know when it's going to start and they know when it's going to end, when ABCs ends, we're all done brushing our teeth today. Or maybe if they love counting, you can count to 10 the first day, count to 11 the next day, count to 12 the next day, and they'll have an idea of when this brushing of the teeth, is gonna end, and so they don't have to worry so much. So I hope that these tips help. Let's review real quick. Tip number one was to let your child help you pick out the toothbrush and the toothpaste that they're going to use. Having their buy-in can help. Tip number two is to use a vibrating toothbrush, especially if you have a child with any sensory needs, because it really helps them to, get that stimulation in the gums. They actually start to enjoy it. Tip number three was to establish a routine, and the bonus tip was to sing a song or count to a certain, number, like 10 or so to start, so your child knows when it's going to begin and when it's going to end. I hope this helps. I look forward to talking to you guys same place, same time next week. This is Hallie Balkin signing off.